What's up, everybody? Okay, so moving on. Now we're going to ask you, who did you look up to and why as a teenager? Most of our teenage youth basically have some kind of role model, whether it's their friends, one of their leader friends, it could be their parents, it could be a teacher, it could be some kind of mentor, it could be a celebrity. And what we often overlook as adults is how influential our role models were as teenagers. So, for instance, if you're a high school girl and you are looking up to one of your older senior friends who does drugs, she smokes weed, she parties, she blah 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 blah, and you think that's very very cool. Well, obviously, that's going to start to manipulate how you create your value system and what you value and how you define what's good, what's bad, what your future should look like, what your future shouldn't look like, your capabilities, your potential, what your worth is, how you measure, kind of your lovability and what you need to do in order to be loved. I mean, literally, it's like we really don't think about how our role models influence the way we perceive our reality, create our own rules, create our own kind of path. It's not just about having a bad influence or a good influence. It's literally about creating your value system and defining your language, which will basically continue to influence you up until you're an adult, and especially if you're not cognizant of it. So that's why we're asking this number one question here is, who did you look up to and why? Think about that. Think again, choose that age, 13, 18 years old, whichever one that you had determined the answers over here, and think about who you started to look up to and why. And then number two is, what did you consider was cool, respectable, or awesome, and why? So again, it's bringing you back to that mindset of a teenager and bringing you back to what you consider to be something like really really exciting, what provoked your emotions, what did you consider to be extremely cool to do at that age, because those emotions chemically in your midbrain are ingraining. So you're going to look back as a childhood when you're an adult, and you're going to remember specific memories and things that you did that you felt was really cool, and it will literally start to bring up those hormones again, which can influence the way you make decisions, the relationships you seek out, what your hobbies are, your belief systems, who you kind of gravitate towards, what relationships you build, the people you stray away from, the people you are open-minded to. Those emotions that you developed at that teenage year have a direct impact on the rest of your life and all the decisions that you make and all of the things that you put on a pedestal. What do you value? What's your pyramid like? But we'll talk about that at a different one. For now, just think about when you were a teenager, and answer these two questions.